I want to address the swatting technique. Swatting is attempted murder by SWAT team. And in every case that I've seen, it's been attempted by a radical leftist political subversive, lunatic, who wants to kill innocent people from a distance by making a phone call to a police department saying, so-and-so's threatening the world and he's, horrible danger to society. And the SWAT team, apparently, without checking, jock up and put on all their kit and raid the person's home and harm his family and destroy the house. And the hope by the subversive is that the person in the surprise and chaos would make a wrong move and the overamped SWAT team would kill him. And the hope is by the radical leftist subversive attempting the murder by swatting just through their phone, hopes that the SWAT team is young, green, improperly trained, undisciplined, and that they will kill someone who makes an imperfect move in their overamped raid mindset. When you have a hammer in your hand, everything looks like a nail. When you're a SWAT team, you're all kitted up. Everybody looks like a threat. So the hope is that the innocent person or one of their family members would be murdered, gunned down in it. So my question in this is, where's the leadership in law enforcement saying, hey, I'm going to vet my source and make sure that this is legit? So last night, Owen Shroyer was swatted. And Owen Shroyer is a public figure. He's a journalist. He's a threat to no one except for the utterly corrupt. And he doesn't have, because he speaks the truth, and he doesn't have a violent bone in his body. I'm friends with Owen. I've prayed with the man. I've been on his show many times. If I were a SWAT team commander and somebody told me to raid Owen Shroyer's house, I'd pick up the phone and say, Owen, this is Commander Sawyer of Austin SWAT. How you doing tonight? You having a bad night? Like, what's going on? And he'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm having dinner with my family. We're watching a movie together. What can I do for you? Instead, apparently what Austin SWAT did last night was raid Owen's home and then got there and like, oh, we know Owen. Well, no kidding. Why didn't you know that before you raided him? So if he's on the rooftop with a machine gun, yelling and, going full auto, then yeah, understood. Yeah, do your raid, do what you got to do. But when that's not the case, what's happening here? So where is the leadership? Where are the cooler heads prevailing in law enforcement to vet your sources and make a call? So, I know it's not going to be the perfect solution for every scenario, but why not just call these guys and say, hey, Mr. Smith, whomever, this is Chief Sawyer at whatever police department. We've got a call out. We got some concerns. Can I talk to you about it? Can you come down to the station, come through the magnetometer so that we can be confident you're unarmed and we can have a calm discussion about it? Well, sure. Why not? Most people would do that. I know I would. Mr. Smith, Mr. Brown, can you just step out unarmed? We got a patrol vehicle out here or a SWAT truck. Can you come out and just talk to us so that we can unarmed so that we can have a peaceful discussion? Well, sure. Why isn't that being done? I know it's not the perfect solution for every scenario, but in most cases, that would fix it. So is it just a matter of SWAT commanders wanting the budget and lusting for violence, or just unprepared, untrained, and incompetent leaders? So where's the leadership that says, hold on a minute, we're going to get to the bottom of this and make a righteous call on it? That's my question. And how many of these subversives are being prosecuted and harshly convicted of attempted murder for this? I don't hear of them being convicted of attempted murder for this. They can't be allowed to do this from a distance from their phone and not be brought to legal account for their attempt to put the SWAT team in harm's way and to put the innocent person in harm's way. SWAT team commanders and police chiefs, what are you going to say when you get an entire SWAT team murdered, cut down, eradicated, ambushed, when they ambush the wrong person's house? When you start going up against tier 1 operators who have been in war zones for decades and kill hundreds or thousands of terrorists. These guys are freaking good at everything. What happens when you go to raid their house? They're not in the house. They're across the street behind you and just smoke all of you. Or any of another list of scenarios. What are you sending your men into? You don't know. So my urge, because I love law enforcement, I've been law enforcement, and I'm pro-law enforcement, is to get a handle on the intel. What are you sending your men into? Before you just blindly jock up like a bunch of kids and run in to start ripping somebody's house apart. What are we heading into, gents, right? You have the responsibility to do that. You have the responsibility to refuse to carry out an unlawful order. Go murder that family that's unarmed over there, Sawman. Sir, nope. With respect, I refuse to carry out that order because it is unlawful and is immoral. I will not do that. In the Marine Corps, we were taught to do that. When I was a federal law enforcement agent, they didn't seem to know that. They didn't seem to have that culture. I saw federal law enforcement would have done anything to keep their job, that their scumbag, in some cases, their scumbag deep state managers told them to do. Go ruin this agent's career. Okay. Weaklings. So because I'm pro-law enforcement and I'm pro-justice, let's get control of this. Let's have calm, rational leadership. Getting an assessment of the intel before you send SWAT teams on innocent people anymore. This is happening all over the country. It's stupid. It gives law enforcement a horrible look, and it's inexcusable. So this should have been stopped before it started. But since it continues, I feel compelled to make a video and urge citizens rise up against your police department and force their hand to get control of themselves and stop doing this swatting thing and demand prosecution of those who put them up to it. Okay? We have to. You should be terrorized. You should be horrified to attempt to murder someone by calling a SWAT team with a fake accusation like that, right? Because you're the one that should go to prison and do hard time for that attempted murder, because you've put an entire SWAT team and whoever else was in that home and possibly the neighbors in harm's way, and you've wasted a lot of community money and man hours. So there's my piece on it. I share it in love. I share it out of compassion. I want truth to win. I want justice to prevail. And I don't want us gunning each other down because our lunatic enemies, domestic enemies, are playing games and we're not wise enough to disrupt their attempts and thwart their tactics. Please consider this. Please share this with police chiefs, sheriffs, SWAT team members that you know, so that everybody's aware of what they should have already been aware of long ago. But there's my piece on it. God bless. Thanks for listening.